All right. Hello, everybody. And by everybody, I mean whoever's watching, whether now or later. Welcome to my monthly live stream. It's nice that people were ready to go. I'm pretty excited about this one because this time I can, I don't know, I'm just really happy because I don't know, maybe you noticed or not, but we have officially crossed the 1,000 subscriber mark. Yay. So thank you so much to all of you for all your support um, over the past several years as I've been on this whole YouTube journey thing. It really means so much to me to have you guys here joining me as I document my life throughout the weird things that I do, the fun stuff that I do, talking about my films and everything like that. So it's just been very rewarding, and it feels especially rewarding now. I'm currently back home. It is my spring break. I know it's not actually spring and it's very cold. Um, it is going well. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm just responding to the chat. Um, I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, so I'm home with moment spring break. The cat carrier's here. The cat is currently under the bed. She's kind of sulking, so I'm not gonna drag her out and be like, "Look, Raina, say hi to everyone," because she's just a little grumpy today. My dog has been barking a lot more the past day than earlier when she was here, so I think she's kind of fed up with him. Anywho, we're gonna do the usual, go through my month because I know that's what you all came to see. And of course, if you have any questions about anything, please just put them in the chat. And as soon as I see it, I will do my best to answer. This month honestly went by really fast. I mean, I know it's a slightly shorter month than other months, so maybe that's why it felt like it went by really fast. But I don't know, I just feel like I blinked and like boom, here we were. Started off with a virtual Seek 2022. Seek is a event put on by Focus, which is like the Fellowship of Catholic College and University Students. I think it just Seek is just seek and find. I don't think Seek stands for anything in particular. Last year I'd actually gone in person, but this year I wasn't comfortable going in person with the pandemic, certain things. So I did it virtually, and it was still honestly like really fulfilling. And it was a good way, I think, to kind of kick off the month. It was, I think, the first weekend. So it was just a nice way to kind of reset and feel in tune. I've been, trying to read, I'm trying like this 365 days to read the Bible thing. And I'm doing my best to go through it and take my little annotations. So it's going pretty well. And it was just like a nice kind of reinvigoration of my face to go to Seek, which is just nice. That same weekend in the morning, I also did a trash pickup in Philadelphia with the Defend Our Future Pennsylvania chapter. One of my roommates is like very high up in the organization in PA, and she wanted some more people to join. So me and my other roommate were like, "Yeah, let's go pick up trash." And it was nice. It was nice. I mean, it wasn't like fun necessarily, but it was nice to feel like I'm giving back to the community. And obviously, I mean, it's always fun when you get to hang out with your friends, whatever you're doing, right? Like it doesn't really matter as long as you guys are together doing something fun. Fun doing something really. um, and then the rest of the week went by kind of hectically, honestly. The things were up and down, but then came Valentine's Day, and I'm gonna admit this, but I was single, obviously, as my single on Valentine's Day video. But that did not stop me from having a good evening because my friends and I did a Galentine's Day. Now I know Galentine's is usually celebrated before Valentine's Day at the moment because maybe you have your Galentine's and your Valentine, but me and my roomies, we didn't have Valentine's, so we just had each other. But we still had a nice time. We got cookies, we had some cake, sparkling cider, we watched a rom-com. We just chilled out and had a nice little experience together being single Pringles, but we were happy about it. And honestly, I'm so busy right now. I have no time. An exciting thing that happened that I wrote down apparently was that and I quote, slightly popped off on TikTok. And by slightly, I mean like really slightly. I have a TikTok, and most of my videos get like 200 views maybe. Like this video got like closer to 4,000. So obviously 4,000 views is not anything viral by any means. But for me, it was exciting. I was like, wow, I'm really making money moves. Even though I obviously was not. And then my parents brought my dog for a little weekend visit, and by weekend, I mean just one day. So we went to Fairmount Park in Philly, and we did this little hike on or walk hike, more walk than hike on the Boxers Trail, which was very enjoyable. It's always nice to go like outside when the weather's not terrible and be amongst trees and nature. I don't know. I just feel like sometimes at school I spend so much time like on my computer or like going just like outside, just going to class and going back to my apartment and getting food or something that I don't really get to appreciate the whole world around me as much as I would like to. So it was very nice to just spend some time with my family and spend it outside. Then I had another week, the week right before spring break. So teachers were kind of trying to at once like finish up a lot of things, but also like assign longer term projects, if that makes sense. So I don't have a ton of stuff due like dramatically like during break, but then I have stuff that's due like the week after break, and some of it's due on like Tuesday. So it's not due on Monday. So technically you could do it on Monday. Though why you would save like all the assignments to do on Monday, I can't really explain. But teachers put the option out for people, which I guess I understand and appreciate, even though I like to do my work a little bit ahead of the day before it's due. And then on the 24th of February, a date that will live in infamy, not really, was me hitting 1,000 subscribers, which I can't really believe. Again, I know I talked about it at the beginning of the video, but I am just like, oh my God. I just didn't, part of me never thought it was going to happen. And I tried not to. Like, it's really hard. I don't know if any of you guys like are big on like big or on social media to the point where you like look at the numbers, but it can be so hard to like ignore them and just and like I like just like engaging with people in the comments, and it doesn't matter like how big I am really, but sometimes it's like so validating to get to that number, to that point. And in some ways I wish it wasn't as validating as it feels, but like I can't change how I feel about certain things. So I'm just choosing to be happy about it because I am happy about it and just accepting that my happiness is true. And I don't know if that really makes sense, but anyways, we're going to move on. The month then kind of ended with me coming home now for my spring break. I came home Thursday evening because I had one doctor appointment, but it was like 3 separate things all to do on Friday. And then I was just at the dentist today. So, you just bang out the doctor's appointments when you're home, when you're not home all the time. And one of my friends came over and we were hanging out. I saw some relatives already. So it's just like a nice way to end out the month, especially because earlier in the month it was kind of a little more hectic and not like depressing necessarily, but like, virtual events and, you know, feeling lonely and single briefly and just like, that to and then on such a high note of being with family and friends and, being back home. It's just like a very nice turn of events. For my music of the month, I may have mentioned this first one in my last video. I could not remember, but I'm Sorry Tokyo by Brooke Alex is really a very charming song, I think. And as a reminder, these songs are not necessarily new. Like some of them are new, but they're just when I discovered them, which means that it could be an older song. For instance, the Struts, I think that's how you pronounce their name, or it's the Struts. Well, whoever it is, could have been me. I think I saw it on maybe heard it on TikTok or Instagram. I don't know, but I then became obsessed. Two of Hearts by Stacey Q. That is not a new song, but my roommate was listening to it a ton, and it just like I absorbed it, and now I like it. The Joker and the Queen, obviously by Ed Sheeran, The Joker, and Taylor Swift, The Queen. Such a good song. I admit I definitely thought it was gonna be maybe a little more upbeat, but I don't care. I love how it is, and I love in the music video how they reference their old video together. I just think it's so sneaky, so clever, and just like a perfect thing. And then probably the last song that I listen to like a lot now would be Young Love and Old Money by Elizabeth Girardi. It's very like Great Gatsby vibes, and it's just so good. I highly recommend you listen to it. As far as movies, I don't really think I saw any new movies this month. Well, I did watch some of Fresh a little early as like a little screener preview, but it was a little like darker than I anticipated it was going to be. And although I'm sure some people are really going to enjoy the movie, I don't really think it was a movie designed for me and my sensibilities. So I guess I could count that, but kind of like half count it. Shows, watched part of Lupin, or from Lupine. I think it's Lupine because it's like French, on Netflix because of my detective novel class, and I was pretty impressed. I mean, they definitely like they had some things that felt a little overly expository considering that they kind of were already talking about it, or they were just like really trying to make sure we understood something. But I understand that I also have a problem with like a lot of exposition sometimes in my own films, so I get it. Then there was Love, Death, and Robots, which is also on Netflix. I think the next one's also on Netflix as well. And one of my roommates told me about this show, and I have only seen like 2 episodes, maybe 1.5 episodes. No, 2 episodes. And so I can't really speak to the whole thing, but I love that it's an anthology. I think anthology shows are so interesting, so cool, and I really just, like, think it's a nice way to showcase a lot more, like, stories, a lot new different ideas, different creators, because you don't have to get, like, everything approved on the same, like, spectrum. It can just as long as there's something tying them together, you can share these different stories. So I think that's just, like, a beautiful thing. And then my twin and I were watching The School of Chocolate, and first of all, that show always made me hungry to watch it because you're seeing like these gorgeous like pastry and chocolate dishes, and I cannot like really cook at all. I can bake if I'm following directions, and like by bake I mean like make brownies. I'm no chef. I'm not a fancy baker or anything like that, but when you watch a show like that, you can almost pretend that you're talented and be like, I would do it better. Like you watch someone make something incredible, but like the head Amari was like, maybe this should have been shinier. And in your head, you're thinking, I would have made it shinier, even though like I can't even do anything. Like I can't even do anything like what they're making on that kind of a show. So we do need a new show to start watching. So if anyone has any recommendations of shows that can be watched with Teleparty, I know that's Netflix. I don't know if you can do Teleparty with other stuff. Please let me know because we're looking for a new show. And that's my like monthly recap really. The only other thing that I feel like is worth mentioning, even though it's probably not worth mentioning, is that I have recently decided to start using CCs, like custom content for The Sims. My friend convinced me, and now I like don't think it can go back. I have to keep using custom content. So if anyone knows like any great custom content creators for The Sims, let me know because I am like checking stuff out. I'm loving like skin details, different hairs, cuter, like cute clothes, literally whatever. It's just what I'm into right now. So, yeah. And then for a film update, we are currently finishing up our first cut. Our second cut is due in class on the 8th of March, which is really coming up quick, but I'm really happy with it. We've got some great feedback so far. I will be having a test screening in March, and I may try to drop the link for that at some point in the community tab if anyone watching my channel is interested in seeing a test screening version of the film, kind of in the middle of March. So just kind of stay tuned for that. Otherwise, yeah, things are going pretty well with the movie. We're pretty much fully funded, which is amazing. So we're all set for post, and things are going just suspiciously well in my life right now, which means something, the other shoe's going to drop. But for now, I'm going to try to just enjoy it, feeling good. And I think that will wrap up the video. So again, thank you for subscribing if you're a recent subscriber. And if you're not a recent subscriber, extra thank you for subscribing and just being here for such a long time. And I will see you with my next video.